And good afternoon, and welcome to a very different vlog. This isn't a scare attraction. We have come to visit Highgate Cemetery. This cemetery is absolutely famous. It was built in the Victorian times. It was a very popular cemetery to put people in. There are thousands of bodies here, but it's one of the most elaborate cemeteries in the UK. At the time, the company, when they built it, the London Cemetery Company, they wanted to encourage people to come, so they built some touristy type attractions. There's an Egyptian area, there's something called the Lebanese Circle, and it was really, they used to encourage people to come for the day out. And then sometime around about the wartime, I think, it fell into disrepair. It was closed down, it was locked up, and then it was finally reopened again. And so then our visitors now let people in. So we're going to go and have a look inside, go and have a look around, and we'll let you know when we come out on the other side.
But back in the year 1900, you would have had an incredibly gorgeous view looking that way. Circle of Lebanon, another one of the original features of the cemetery, has been down 15 feet to basically create the inner circle, which has the same kind of theming as down in the avenue. The graves around the
Yep.
Right, okay. These are the terrace catacombs. The terrace catacombs were a very popular place to be buried if you could afford it. So the bishops come along and sprinkle some holy water. 15% isn't, and that's where the dissenters or non-Church of England believers would.
Well, hopefully some of that video and some of those photos will just give you a taste at how amazing this place is. You can see why so many horror movies have been filmed there. And in fact, in the Circle of Lebanon, they said that the second of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was filmed. So yeah, there's so much to see and do. We've just done a 90-minute guided tour, which took us down into the catacombs. Well, they're called the catacombs, but actually they're above ground. Where we can see some coffins, and you can see the lead-lined coffins that were there. A really, really knowledgeable guide, Michelle, took us around, showed us everything. And then included with your ticket, you can then come over to the east side of the cemetery, and over here is where a few more famous people have been buried. So Karl Marx is here, Malcolm McLaren, for those of you who are old enough to remember Malcolm McLaren from the punk days and whatever. But yeah, going back to the West Cemetery, which is the one that we had the guided tour in, which is where all the massive mausoleums and stuff like that. Sorry, there's a big lorry going past. It's very quiet here normally. There seems to be a lot of traffic out there at the moment. Some massive mausoleums there. Some real, they're a real sign of power and wealth if you got buried up in Highgate Cemetery. She also told some stories about, for a while, when it was closed up. I said at the start that it was closed for a while, and there were rumours there were vampires in Highgate Cemetery. And so what people were doing in the 70s, when they were all a bit high and hippie-ish, they were breaking into the tombs, so climbing over the walls, breaking into the tombs, and actually killing people, or trying to kill what they thought were supposed vampires. They genuinely believed vampires were there. The place is just awesome. It's very quiet, very peaceful. You absolutely wouldn't want to be there at night. It would be terrifying at night time. If you're a fan of Doctor Who with the Weeping Angels, there are angels everywhere. And even on a sunny day like today, it's just a really creepy, calm atmosphere in there. But I would highly recommend it. So if you're ever in London doing other things, we were doing scare attractions and everything like that yesterday. But if you're ever in London and you want to do something just really different, book yourself on a tour. Go for a tour, because then you get to be shown all the way around it, and with a really knowledgeable guide. And I can't recommend it enough. It's something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. And yeah, on a weekend of doing scare attractions like London Bridge and London Dungeon, it was really nice to go and do something gothic, authentic, and incredible. So with that, we're going to sign off, and we will see you really soon.